Now, I like building. I said this before last episode, and I'll say it again. However, we still don't have full diamond gear. So let's solve that, so we can finally build something cool. Small wood modification. Oh, whoops. I didn't mean to do that. Yeah, maybe you guys didn't see that. Oh, 5 emeralds. That's actually really good. Oh my god. They say you should never return to the place where you nearly lost yourself. That some ruins are meant to be left behind. Because survival is proof that the lesson was greater than the burnt memory. But today, we have no choice. We need diamonds. Just 2, that's all it takes. 2 diamonds and we unlock enchantments, power, progression, everything changes for us. So here we are, standing at the edge of the darkness that almost ended us. And without much of an option, we're gonna risk it all. We're putting everything on the line. We're betting it all on black. So now let's get our bag and get the hell out of there. Great! Now that we have that done, we can finally turn our focus onto building something nice. Now, with my very questionable knowledge on building, I'm going to try my best to at least explain what my thought process is. You see, we don't really have a large palette of blocks to choose from, and I don't want to do your classic starter-based palette with like cobblestone and oak wood. So I'm going to be a little bit quirky and try something different this time, and experiment a little. For the base of this house, we're going to be using packed mud and bricks, with sand and sandstone being used for the walls. And I know, it's a weird choice, but just trust me, the colours are all we care about for this sort of European vibe, if you know what I mean. Now, detailing this isn't too hard. We're using stripped birch and birch planks to create this change in chroma and brightness of the walls, just adding a little bit more story to this building, like it's been worn down through time and the walls aren't as pure or as clean as they used to be. What does seem to be a little tricky though is adding depth. You see, with my previous builds, I tend to lean into this sort of messy, abstract style that makes use of color and lighting to make it look more interesting and coherent. However, we don't have that luxury. With a lack of resources, we have to work with what we have and try our best to create depth without making the building look too messy. Now, whilst I have your attention, I'd love to give out a huge thanks to anyone who saw my last video. The attention it received was honestly a lot more than I was expecting, and the support from you guys was amazing. And to anyone else who's just found me, it'd mean a great deal if you leave a like, so I know to continue this type of content. Or comment anything about this video that you didn't like, because I'm always keen on improving this type of content for your enjoyment. Now, Acacia was a bit of a gamble here, I'm not gonna lie. I knew I wanted to put in some sort of colour, but I didn't know what, and I don't think I've ever used acacia wood in any build of mine. However, I do actually think it kind of works. It complements the oak wood and sandstone surprisingly well, so I think we'll keep it like this. Well, here we are. We've just finished the build, and I'm not gonna lie, I'm pretty happy with it. I think the sandstone actually did pretty good job. This side right here is a little bit bland, but I tend to keep it this way because this isn't gonna be too visible from all the other stuff that we'll end up doing. But yeah, here we go. This is our first tower. I'll get some leaves and I'll scatter them throughout this build just to give it a bit more of a weathered look, so it looks like it's blending in with its environment a bit more. Give it a bit more color as well. Now with this done, we have two final things to do. Move our stuff into this empty house and get the enchantments we need to safely progress further. And just as a small heads up, I updated my version from 1.21.8 to 1.21.10. So unfortunately, the replay files are corrupted this time, but the grueling hours I spent recording for Prop 4 books are still here. So please enjoy this. Now, whilst we're here, I think it's worth mentioning how stupidly frustrating it is not only to work with villagers, but to get the correct trades as well. It took me over 300 attempts with all of these villages just to get a single Prop 4 book for an okay price. Now that we've moved in, gotten protection books, and my replay mod is now working, we can continue with our stupid activities. And reflecting before, after making 2 trips down into those haunted caves, without too much of an issue, apart from that faithful first time, I'm feeling a lot more confident in my ability to survive. So without too much concern, we're going to make another trip down there just to get the iron that we need to craft an anvil so we can combine these protection books onto our armor. And now, with that out of the way, the final thing we need to do is actually enchant our gear. And to be honest, this process is kind of boring, so I'm just going to simplify and break it down for you. We broke trees, got emeralds, and then traded those emeralds in for bookshelves and enchantment books. Protection 4, Respiration 3. Gosh, that's annoying. Whatever, that's fine. And here we go. Full Prop 4. Okay, look. We've done a lot this episode, but there's just one slight issue. There hasn't been anything really progressive happening. All of this has really just been filler. So we're gonna take a leap. We're gonna head to the Nether.